Welcome in English lesson with me, Ms Astri. Because next week we are going to have English speaking practical test, which is the presentation of the information report that you have already made in week 3 meeting 2. That is why today Ms Astri will give you the example of how to do the proper presentation for the English speaking practical test. First thing first, before you do the presentation, the thing that you have to prepare is your presentation in the PowerPoint that you have already collected in week 3, meeting 2 in this term. Ms Astri has already checked in the Google Classroom that almost all of you have already done to make the PowerPoint, but also still many of you hasn't collect the PowerPoint or hasn't made the PowerPoint yet. That is why I give you some time. For those who haven't made the PowerPoint, you're supposed to make the PowerPoint and then attach it in Google Classroom. But for you who has already finished with that, has already attached and has already get Ms Astri's feedback about your PowerPoint, so you are allowed to beautify again your own PowerPoint. So later in English speaking practical test, you will be more ready to show your own PowerPoint. Second things needed when you want to do your English speaking practical test, because it is video recording. That is why second things needed that you have to prepare is this one. You need to have both laptop and also handphone. But if the gadget that you have is only the phone, that's still fine. Ms Astri will show you the alternative way for you to do the presentation, okay? So everybody could join it no matter what the condition is, okay? Good news for you, if you like to do video editing, that's gonna be better. So if you want to edit your own presentation, for example, you do like Ms Astri do now, and then your PowerPoint presentation, you will put in right here, that it is allowed, okay? So after this, Ms Astri will explain to you how to do the proper presentation. Okay guys, there are many possibilities for you to do the presentation. So you can do the presentation while you do standing, and then can you please put the laptop in straight with your body like this, and also you can put the handphone like this, okay, in front of you. That is why you can directly do the presentation standing like this in your home, okay? Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everybody. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ms Astri from class blah blah blah. Today I'm going to present you the article which is I made into the PowerPoint. The title is The Origin of the Tomato. Next slide. In the very first slide, I will start with the history of the tomato itself. The historian believed that the tomato actually were originated from Ecuador to Peru when it was about 700 CE. At that time, the tomato wasn't being planted by the people because it is grew in a wild environment like that. But the Aztec ancient people of the Mexico are the very first people who plant the tomato and began to cultivate them. Okay, next slide. the spread of the tomato. As we know that after it was found by the Aztec people and cultivated, since it is widely grew, okay. So the spread of tomatoes being spread first by the Spanish explorer who introduced the tomato in Europe in the 1050s. And it quickly became popular in Southern Europe as well. So that is the spread of the tomato in Europe. And then Pietro Andrea Mattioli, he is the naturalist, which also likes to cook, is the person who recommends the seasoning the tomato using salt and also pepper and oil so people can enjoy to eat it instead of only to eat it in raw. And then tomato pizza. Now, since that time, since Andrea Mattioli introduced to many people that tomato can be eaten in a very good taste, that become the very first history when people put or make the tomato as the main ingredient in the pizza when it was in 18th century. At that time, the tomato hasn't even been something that can be eaten everybody. At that time, people thought that tomato it was only the ornamental plants. So people only can see the beautifulness color of the red tomato, which is it will be so cute if we put in front of our house, something like that. And the northern part of the Europe believed that tomatoes were poisonous at that time because there were one or two people that consumed the tomato and that person becomes sick. But in fact, for your information, it was not because of the tomato itself. It was because there are sickness in that person's body, and when he ate the tomato being reacted inside his body, and it become the trigger for him to get sick. But the tomato is not poisonous at all. Nah, but in 1864, there are English newspaper who published an article about the tomato claiming that tomato wasn't only edible but also have the health benefits such as vitamin C and a lot of benefit inside the tomato. So people who eat that would be more healthy when eating the tomato regularly. Now, what about the tomato today? After I present to you the tomato that it was in history, now let's talk about tomato today. So today, the tomato are the most popular garden vegetable because they are easily to grow in the family garden. And just a few plants provide an adequate harvest. For example, in Indonesia, we consume the tomato mostly in the raw, or we put it in our food when we cook that. And also, something different from the other country is Indonesian people tend to make the tomato as the tomato juice, and it becomes beverages, it's become drink. Okay, so that's quite different the way how to enjoy tomato from one country to the other country. And now people in the whole country could enjoy the tomato in no matter what the way they could enjoy it. Okay, I think that's all my explanation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much. Kindly please stand still and please control your body gesture and also do some necessary movement and also do eye contact to the camera. So pretend that many people or become your audience in your presentation. other do is please pay attention to the pace when you are talking. Alright? So you're supposed to control the pace of your talking like that, because I believe there are brainstorming happen inside your mind, whether you want to say the things that you have to say, and also the way how you control your mouth, how you control your gesture. So there's going to be a little bit brainstorming here. So better keep your pace like this, like I did. Yeah? Do not way too fast, do not way too slow, okay? And also the volume. When you are doing the presentation, kindly please express it in as loud as you can, but do not yell to the camera. Do you think Ms Astri are yelling? Of course not. I don't use any microphone at all, but I try to use my louder voice so my camera could record the best version of my voice, so you can listen to my voice very clearly without any help of microphone. Okay? So, after this, please check the don'ts. Don't do this. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is blah 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 from class blah blah blah. Today I'm going to present to you the presentation about the origins of the tomato. Historians believe that the tomatoes originated in Ecuador and Peru, where they grew out. Then around 700 CE, the Aztec of ancient Mexico began to cultivate them. Is that presentation? No, that is not a presentation. If you think you forget the things that you are going to say, so you can see this like I did before. You read a little bit inside your heart and you put this one inside your mind, and you can do some improvisation, and you can deliver the fact of the animal or fruit that you have. Do you get it? Please turn on like, Miss, do you see me? Miss, I'm here. I'm going to present you this one. Okay, today I'm going to present I'm going to explain to you. No, I'm going to do presentation about the animal or fruit that I did in week 3 meeting 1. Oh, I forget. My name is blah blah blah. Miss, can we do presentation and we sit down like this? This is exceptional. Yes, you are allowed. But when you choose to sit down, make sure that I know the valid reason why you do that. Sit still and you can do the presentation. Make sure the camera can see your PowerPoint properly. Okay? Make sure also the whole of the video show your body. Alright? What about you only can be shown like this? Today I'm going to just because you want Ms Astri to see your PowerPoint clearly, so you put the PowerPoint like this because you feel shy, you don't want Ms Astri to see your face. Tetot, I don't want that happen. Okay, like I told you before, do not laying down, do not spoon feeding by your mouth right here. Okay, do not do such thing, do not do this, do not do this. Only the half of your face can be seen, so you supposed to wear the uniform. Whether I cannot see your lower part, but make sure you also wear that. Do not only the jilbab, do not only the upper part, but also the lower part of your uniform. The way how to do presentation using the phone is, first, you put your PowerPoint inside your phone. And then after that, please borrow your mom or dad or brother, sister handphone to take your camera, or even if you have the digital camera, that's also fine. While you are doing the presentation, kindly please show the PowerPoint. So you can do the PowerPoint like this. Okay, let me give you the example. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ms Astri from class P5 blah blah blah. Today I'm going to present to you the origins of the tomato. Make sure the slideshow can be seen from here. Okay, the origins of the tomato. The first slide. Okay, this one only for example. Okay, the first slide. Now, the origin of the tomato, based on the historian, they say that the tomato was from the Ecuador and Peru. Now, you can show to the video like this. So, Ms Astri, the audience can see the slideshow from your handphone in here. The PowerPoint be played in here. There are many possibilities that you can do in present the speaking practical test. Just do the best all you can do based on your condition at home. Okay, if you have any more questions out of my explanation, feel free to call Ms Astri or texting Ms Astri. After this, kindly please send to Ms Astri your practice in doing the presentation and attach in the Google Classroom. That's all for today. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.